In the dazzling world of drama, where every word is scripted and every gesture carefully directed, there are times when the story takes on a life of its own. Times when audiences sit back and ask themselves, is this only acting? Or have we just witnessed something more? Few on-screen pairings have sparked this question as powerfully, as unforgettably, as Wang and Shen Yue. Hold on tight, K-drama Haven family, because this journey is only just beginning. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The revelations, the emotions, the moments that will change everything. Their story begins as fiction, but for millions of fans, it became a legend that feels like reality. A story fans cannot stop replaying, rewatching, and reimagining. Tonight, we peel back the layers. We revisit the drama that shook the world. We look at the chemistry that felt too raw, too natural, to be rehearsed. And we ask the question that still lingers in the air. Were Dylan and Shen Yue's sparks just real? Or were they real? The Meteor Garden moment. The year was 2018. A new adaptation of Meteor Garden was about to premiere. Expectations were sky high, and critics were waiting to see whether this fresh cast could carry the weight of a story that had defined generations of drama fans. At the center of it all stood Wang, a complete newcomer, tall, fiery, magnetic. Beside him was Shen Yue, already adored for her down-to-earth charm and effortless warmth. On paper, they were simply actors playing roles. But when the cameras rolled, something extraordinary happened. Dylan's Dao Mingxi was arrogant yet vulnerable. Shen Yue's Shankai was defiant yet tender. Together, their push and pull dynamic lit up the screen with an energy no one could ignore. It wasn't just chemistry. It was electricity. Viewers weren't simply watching characters fall in love. They were watching Dylan and Shen Yue create something that felt unshakably real. When acting felt like reality. Every drama has its iconic moments. But with Dylan and Shen Yue, those moments seemed to blur the line between performance and reality. Fans remember the confrontations, the heated arguments where emotions ran wild, voices cracked, and eyes filled with unspoken longing. They remember the laughter, those little smiles that slipped in between takes, the ones that felt far too natural to be rehearsed. And then the tenderness, the hand that lingered just a moment longer, the gaze that softened before the director even called cut. For audiences, these weren't just scenes. They were glimpses into something more. Behind-the-scenes footage only fueled the fire. Dylan playfully teasing Shen Yue when the cameras weren't rolling. Shen Yue responding with that unguarded laugh. The kind of laugh that isn't scripted, the kind that only escapes when you are truly comfortable with someone. Was it acting? Or was it something neither of them could fully hide? The kiss that shook the world. Every great drama has its kiss, that one moment that defines the story and leaves an imprint on the audience. For Dylan and Shen Yue, that kiss came in Meteor Garden. It wasn't perfect in the glossy, choreographed sense. It was raw, awkward, unpredictable, and that is exactly why it felt so real. Dylan's intensity, Shen Yue's hesitation, the clash between passion and vulnerability. It was a scene that seemed less like two actors fulfilling a script and more like two people stumbling into genuine emotion. When that episode aired, social media exploded. Fans around the world replayed the scene again and again, dissecting every glance, every pause, every detail. To this day, it remains one of the most talked about kisses in modern drama history. Because it wasn't just a turning point for their characters. It was a turning point for their story as a pair. The global fan obsession. What followed was unlike anything the industry expected. Dylan and Shen Yue didn't just win viewers. They built an international following that became fiercely loyal. Fans didn't just want to watch them on screen, they wanted to see them together in real life. Online forums erupted with theories. Fan edits circulated, weaving their drama moments with behind-the-scenes clips set to music that made it impossible not to feel the connection. In China, in Korea, across Asia, and even beyond, people were captivated. And the message was the same everywhere. Dylan and Shen Yue's chemistry was too natural, too effortless to belong only to fiction. To this day, hashtags linking their names trend whenever either of them appears in the news. Their fandom lives on not just through nostalgia, but through a relentless hope that one day, they will reunite. Industry whispers. Even within the entertainment industry, whispers began. Directors, co-stars, and production staff noted their ease with each other. Dylan, though a rookie, seemed more confident when Shen Yue was nearby. Shen Yue, usually reserved in public, opened up more freely around him. Neither ever confirmed anything. Both remained professional. But in an industry where every detail is analyzed, sometimes what you don't say is louder than what you do. And silence only fueled the belief. Years later, the legacy lives on. Time has passed. Both Dylan and Shen Yue have moved forward with their careers. Dylan Wang is now one of the most in-demand young actors in China, taking on roles that highlight his charisma, depth, and versatility. Shen Yue continues to shine with her authenticity, her ability to bring warmth and relatability to every character she plays. But no matter how far they go, no matter what new co-stars appear by their side, one truth remains: their names are forever tied together. For many fans, Dylan and Shen Yue represent the kind of magic that happens once in a generation. The kind of chemistry that cannot be recreated, no matter how skilled the actors or how carefully written the script. The what-ifs that haunt the fandom. And this is where the line between real and real becomes even more powerful. Because fans don't just remember the past. They imagine the future. What if Dylan and Shen Yue reunited in another drama? Would their chemistry burn even brighter now that they've matured as actors? What if, just what if, their story didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling? What if those sparks we all saw were the beginnings of something real, something private, something they've chosen to keep away from the public eye? These are the questions that fans whisper late into the night. These are the dreams that keep the Dylan Shen Yue fandom alive. The fandom that never sleeps. All around the world, the Dylan Shen Yue fandom is alive. In Asia, in Europe, in America. Everywhere, there are people who still wake up and replay Meteor Garden, who still pause at those key scenes and whisper, "That couldn't have been acting." There are fan-made accounts with thousands of followers dedicated entirely to cataloging every smile, every glance, every interaction between Dylan and Shen Yue. Fan fiction thrives, painting vivid stories of what might have happened if their real-life romance blossomed into real life. And every time Dylan posts on social media, or Shen Yue makes a public appearance, comments flood in. When will you two reunite? When will we see the magic again? This isn't just nostalgia. It is devotion. The kind of devotion that only comes when something feels too authentic to forget. The endless rumors. Of course, with devotion comes speculation. Over the years, rumors have swirled. Whispers of late-night meetings, hints dropped in interviews, coincidences that fans insist are too perfect to ignore. When Dylan was spotted wearing a particular accessory that Shen Yue once wore, the internet lit up with theories. When Shen Yue mentioned, "A co-star I'm very comfortable with," fans didn't need her to say the name. They already knew who she meant. Both stars have remained silent. Neither has confirmed, nor denied. And that silence speaks volumes. Because in the world of celebrity, denial is easy. But mystery? Mystery keeps the fire alive. The industry's search for chemistry. Directors, producers, and casting agents have taken note. Many have tried to replicate what Dylan and Shen Yue created. They've paired Dylan with new co-stars. They've given Shen Yue fresh leading men. But time and time again, audiences return to one truth. The chemistry she had with Dylan and the energy he had with her are unmatched. It wasn't just attraction. It wasn't just acting skill. It was timing. It was instinct. It was fate. And no matter how many new pairings come and go, fans always circle back. Always compare. Always demand one thing: bring Dylan and Shen Yue back together. The what-if reunion. And this is where the dream becomes something larger. What if they reunited? What if, years after Meteor Garden, Dylan and Shen Yue starred together once more? Fans imagine it constantly. A new drama, perhaps about childhood friends turned lovers, or rivals who rediscover each other as adults. A modern romance filled with longing, slow-burn tension, and those unforgettable gazes that only they can deliver. Some imagine a movie, a sweeping love story set across countries, giving Dylan and Shen Yue a chance to show just how much they've grown, not only as actors, but as people. Others dare to dream bigger. They whisper of the possibility that their story doesn't need a script at all. That maybe, just maybe, what started on set years ago has quietly continued away from the spotlight. For fans, these dreams are not just fantasy. They're hope. Hope that one day, real and real might finally collide. Why the obsession lasts. K-drama Haven family. Why does this obsession endure? Why, years later, are people still talking about Dylan and Shen Yue? The answer is simple, because they gave audiences something genuine. Not polished. Not staged. Genuine. When Dylan looked at Shen Yue, it wasn't the gaze of an actor delivering a line. It was the gaze of a young man caught up in the moment. When Shen Yue smiled at Dylan, it wasn't the smile of a character. It was the smile of a woman who felt truly seen. And those moments, real or real, are impossible to forget. The final word for now. So we return to the question. Was it real? Or was it real? Perhaps we'll never know. Perhaps Dylan and Shen Yue will carry this mystery with them forever. But maybe that is exactly why their story has endured. Because in the end, love stories are not just about answers. They are about the feelings they create, the questions they leave behind, the way they inspire us to believe in something greater than fiction. And Dylan Wang and Shen Yue gave us all of that and more. This is not just a chapter in drama history. It is a legend that fans around the world still carry in their hearts. And until the day they reunite, whether on screen or in life, this legend will continue to grow. Because some love stories are simply too powerful to fade. This is K-Drama Haven.